everybody, it's Dr. Rick dropping in on you, out running around, and I decided to stop in and remind you guys about the webinar. I'm not rolling solo today. I got my little ace with me. Hey, Samars, tell him hello.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi.
All right. That's my youngest grandson. He rolling with me. But even at this age, getting him in the mindset of structure and moving towards things that he wants, and the understanding that if he wants something there, he has to be willing to do what it takes. And obviously we're not talking about starting $1 million corporations and businesses and stuff, but we're talking about if he wants something, he knows to go do it. There's just certain things that I was reared to do, that if there was a problem, I had to be looking for the solution before I could go run to my parents and tell them there was a problem. I couldn't just run up every time something didn't happen for me. So it taught me to seek things, to ask questions, to look. And it led to me being the person I am, that has been able to help people around the world change their lives. On next Friday, I'm going to be doing a webinar on procrastination and also on this proclivity we have, this internal natural proclivity we have to default to the status quo. It's an actual scientific psychological phenomenon called the default effect bias. It's just that we will naturally default to the pre-setting, the pre-chosen path. We will go for it. It's simple, it's easier, it's less challenging, and we're literally designed to avoid risk, to avoid any discomfort. And so in that default setting, it's average. In that default setting, it's mediocre. In that default setting, it's everything outside of the scope of what we say we really want. The things that we really want are going to call for us to have to step into a new space. It's going to have to call for us to step outside of our comfort zone. It's going to call for us to have to be willing to do what most people aren't willing to do. You know the saying, if you want things that most people don't have, you got to be willing to do things most people won't do. But the thing is, that's an easy saying, but very few people practice it. And so you get this idea that there are just a few select people that are able to have success. No, everybody's able to have it, but not everybody's willing. And that's the thing. And so procrastination is a subconscious element and component for the most part. And this default effect bias also is a default setting. It's literally subconscious. It's driven by a bunch of internal things that are going on. But the beautiful thing about it is it's not stuck. It can be overcome. You can actually become highly proactive in changing your life. You can overcome procrastination. I have helped thousands of people overcome procrastinations. I've done conferences where people have literally broken through during the conference, and I get these emails and text messages and all of these things about things that they've experienced in a short time since the conference. And this webinar is just going to be a digital virtual conference. We're going to sit there, we're going to go through it. You're going to share your challenges. You're going to share the things that you procrastinate. Do you realize procrastination is both a thief of time and opportunity? It will rob you of the very lifeblood of elevation, empowerment, wealth, success, and all these things. We say we want success, we want wealth, we want to start a business, we want to be in the career that we absolutely love and are passionate about, but we aren't making the moves, we aren't making the decisions. Let me explain something to you. Everything that you're living right now is a reflection of a choice you made in the past. In order to change the direction, you have to be willing to change the choices. When you change the choices, you automatically change the direction. You change your thinking, you change your life. Here's the thing though, when you choose not to make any new choices, when you just roll with the status quo, you wake up every day and you do what was always done. You wake up every day and do what you were told to do. You wake up every day and say, this is how it's always been. You wake up every day and it's just, I don't want to have to make a choice. The choice is already made for me. I'm just going to get up and I'm going to go to work. That's what people do. And then you wake up, you're looking at, and what you're doing by not making a choice, by not taking a specific and intentional action, you are selecting mediocre and average and failure by default. Now, don't get me wrong with the whole failure thing. Everybody fails. Failure is a part of success. What I'm talking about failure is just constantly being in the same place, not making any progress at all. Now, that's not failing forward. When I talk about positive failure, I mean failing forward. You go for something, you don't get it, but you're better off than you were when you started. You may go for something and say, man, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. And you go out and you put your effort in. You say, I'm going to lose 10 pounds by next month. And you go all in and you lose 8. You didn't get the 10, but guess what? You lost 8. That's failing forward. You failed because you didn't hit the exact goal. You won because you made progress. That's how you fail forward. But you've got to be willing to get in the game. You got to be willing to sit up and say, you know what? I'm not satisfied with being where I'm at right now. I'm not satisfied with just existing. I'm not satisfied with being in survival mode 100% of the time. I'm not going to do this anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up and I'm going to make a difference. But you got to break that curse of procrastination. You got to have an understanding of why you procrastinate. You got to have an understanding of what steps to take. During this webinar, we are going to go through some processes. We're going to practice some things you can do immediately. We're going to go through the 5-second rule. We're going to go through a bunch of things, but we're also going to delve even deeper. We're going to talk about this default effect bias and why you choose to just go the easy route and what you can do to change that. How can I start doing some things that are going to take me from just doing what everybody else is doing and getting what everybody else is getting to extraordinary? What's different from me than the people that I look at now and I say they're doing some extraordinary things? Action. The mindset that leads to the action that creates the habitual behavior that goes and recycles itself over and over and produces things. It's about saying, I'm not going to be satisfied with this, and then I'm going to literally focus on creating a mindset. You got to have you got to have cognitive, you got to have a metacognitive awareness, which means you are actually thinking about what you're thinking about, monitoring your thoughts. That's what, even the Bible tells you. It says, casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity. You need to be aware of what's going on. That's one way. Literally sitting down and creating a structured plan and insisting that you're going to take the steps that you need to take in order to do it, and not based on comfort and how you feel. These winning moments aren't built on doing what you feel like doing. Matter of fact, your greatest advances will come when you're doing things that you didn't feel like doing, that were uncomfortable, that felt a little risky, that you thought would be maybe even a little painful. That's when you make progress. That's when you grow. That's when you start to expand. That's the thing that you've got to be able to move towards. So again, look in the description box, click that link, and for $99, you're going to get 2 hours of power-packed engagement, life-changing engagement, a new lease on life. I don't care what age you are at right now, it's not too late. I don't care what background you come from, you can overcome it. I don't care what you've done in the past, poor decisions, bad things have happened, you can be better. I want you to win, so here you go. Go in that description box and click it. I'm about to get off of here because this kid's going to get me if I don't. But that's it. Look, as I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on me. Now I'm challenging you to do the same thing. On that note, I'm going to get ready to get off of here. You guys, thank you for your time. Have an unbelievable remainder.